All right, here we go. That's right. You guys are listening to Remy's Roundtable, the Florida theme park podcast. What is going on, everybody? We do have a great show for you guys. We do have your latest theme park updates. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl and how I saw Mr. Jalen Hurts yesterday at the Magic Kingdom. And yeah, and also we'll wrap up the show tonight with Nicole's music notes and her noteworthy nonsense. So, welcome to the show, everybody. You can find us on all social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, right there on YouTube as well, which we are streaming right now. If you guys want to check us out, just head on over to our YouTube channel, say hey to us, and we will read your comments on the YouTube chat so you guys can see how we're doing and letting you guys know what's happening at the theme parks. And yeah, you guys can also reach us at 407-536-7153. That's how you guys can reach us. Send us a text or, leave us a voicemail and we'll play them right here on Remy's Roundtable. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome. My name is Remy, and with me tonight we do have our musical genius this evening. What is up, Nicole? How you doing?
Here I am. Here I am. How
How
are
you doing?
you?
I'm doing good. How you doing tonight? You doing good?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sounds good. And guys, I invited this gentleman in. He is actually one of my favorite comedians here in the beautiful state of Florida. And you guys need to go check out his stand up. Guys, please say hello to Mr. Ross McCoy. Ross, what is up, dude? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Ross and Nicole, let me ask you guys this question. Did any of you watch the Super Bowl?
I saw parts of it.
You saw parts of it. Ross, how about you? Did you watch any of the game?
I turned it on because my wife expressed interest. I forget why. And then my kid wanted to watch halftime. So we had it on from like second quarter through halftime. And then until the end, it was on the TV until the end. But I was grilling, so I was in and out. And like my kid watched halftime pretty digitally. He watched the Kendrick Lamar performance, but other than that, we were not tuned in. Commercial wise, couldn't care less. And the game very flat and uninteresting.
So you really didn't care who won like the game like at all. So you're like, should have gone with the Chiefs or should have gone with the Eagles? I really didn't care about this game as much, you know.
Hell no.
Well,
I
dude,
mean, honestly, once the Giants were out, I couldn't care less.
right, right. But guys, we have our other friend he's on the show. His name is Mike, and he's from Philly, which he's not going to be on tonight because he's stuck at work. But he is a huge Eagles fan, just like me, and he was going to say
He's
stuff about
not
the game.
stuck at work. He's still drunk from last night.
I guess he is. He might have to be, man. But shit.
He's in his backyard drunk throwing batteries at pictures right now. Pictures
Oh
of
my
the Chiefs.
gosh.
Hmm.
So as for me, I am a diehard Eagle fan, and it's all thanks to my brother, my best friend. He's like, dude, you need to stay in touch with your team, man. I mean, you gotta stay like focused on who these players are. But I started watching them when I was back when McNabb was on the team, so that's when I knew the Eagles. So McNabb, Westbrook, Brian Dawkins, Vic. Yeah, I'm going there, Ross. When Vic was playing for the Eagles, that's how like years back I'm talking about, man. But the game was good. Lots of weird calls. The halftime show, I really didn't care about it because it was just a whole diss to Drake. It's just like you know why would Kendrick Lamar, just perform songs and just diss out, Drake? So that's the whole point about the show. Now, what I realize is that you know who owns Drake, like his label, right?
No.
No.
Sony. Sony owns Drake. So if you guys like pay, if you guys
It's really funny the way you put that.
So if you guys watch like if you guys paid attention to the Super Bowl during the halftime show, Kendrick Lamar put down, the he put down, some Easter eggs. So like Game Over, most of the stage was PlayStation,
The PlayStation, yeah.
and then Drake is owned by Sony. So of course he had to throw in that part in his halftime show. So I'm like, yep, this is all about Drake now. It's now all about Kendrick Lamar. So I don't know what else to say, but uh, they the Eagles did beat the Chiefs by 18 points, and I'm very happy that my team won. So huge congrats on the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's go to the congratulate to the champs.
But
So
just in defense of Kendrick, real quick, like as a comic, like there's a give the people what they want, and leading up to that, all you heard was like people wanted that song and that lyric, and they wanted that moment where the whole stadium chants that thing that like that's, and he gave them what they wanted, and it happened, and it was if you wanted that, it was perfect, and so props to him for like performing a show that people wanted to see and was interesting to people, and people talked about leading up to it and after the fact.
but here's the thing though
And
about
the guy's an artist. Like you have rappers, you have singers, and then you have artists. I feel like Kendrick is an artist. Hot take, but
so you're calling Kendrick Lamar an
that's all.
artist. I'm calling him a poet. I mean, he's like more of a poet or rap. He's a rapper to me, So he was saying what all of us wanted to hear during the halftime show. I mean, yeah, he was dissing on, Drake the entire time, but most of the audience wanted to hear some of his popular songs. But of course, he had to, play that one song that everybody wanted to
I
hear. Like what Ross said. I mean, everybody wanted to hear that song. So I get it.
I feel like putting that's kind of minimizing it or making it a little bit more superficial than it was, but that's okay.
How superficial, Nicole?
I mean, like it's not just it's what the people wanted to hear. I'm gonna go out there and be a superstar rapper. Like there's a lot of meaning to a lot of layers to his lyrics. There was a lot of subtle intentions behind various dancers, dances, the way just the way everything was kind of portrayed. There was a lot of subtlety to it that was more than just like it was giving the people what they wanted, but it was more than just going out there and pleasing the people, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
he was putting his heart forth. It wasn't just a performance.
Right, right. But did you? So you watched bits of it, but you were at work, but you didn't have your chance to watch like all the game, right?
Right. I made sure I watched the halftime show and I got bits and pieces of the rest of the game. I
And
really care less.
what did you say on the previous episode? You said you were going for the Eagles, right? Or were you going for the Chiefs?
Vaguely going for the Eagles. Like didn't really have a I didn't really have a particular team, but if I had to pick, it was the Eagles.
And see, I called this at the very beginning of the season. I said, guys, the Eagles are going to go all the way through. They are going to go all the way. They're going to make it to the playoffs. They're going to make it to the Super Bowl. Nobody believed me. They're like, nah, Remy, the Eagles look not that good this year. I'm like, all right, here, I'm gonna prove you guys wrong. Look what happened during the whole entire season. Yeah, we had injuries, we had, some mishaps during, the whole season. The Eagles went 18-3. That's a good season for the Eagles. 18-3. That's great for the team. So I'm happy that, we won the game. We won the Super Bowl. We went we blown out the freaking Chiefs, and I'm like, okay, first quarter, what's gonna happen? Well, Mahomes, he got sacked what, twice in a row, and then he started falling apart. He had that one bomb play where he just threw it, roughly 60 70 yards where he was, got a touchdown, boom, cool. and then the Eagles started coming back and started winning more of the game. So, so congrats on them. Uh, Bubble, Nicole, and Ross, did you guys have a chance to go to MegaCon this year?
Mm-mm.
So Nicole, you didn't go. Ross,
Nope.
did you go? Did you go to MegaCon this year?
It feels like I went to MegaCon, and that this is a leading question, counselor.
Oh, it 100%
Because
is.
I did not go. I did not go this year, sir. I did not go. All right,
Uh,
I go this
Kendrick
year.
may have had some subtleties in his show. Remy has zero subtleties.
I got no settle at all.
Yeah. Did you go to Megan's as he twirls his mustache?
How was the crowd, man? Was it packed? Was it like bad as compared to last year's event?
Man, it was $40 to park. I had to take a shuttle from $40 parking. I exited MegaCon at 9:37 p.m. The shuttle stopped running at 9:30 p.m. and I had
Oh,
to walk 2 miles back to my car.
oh my gosh! See,
Feels it.
here's what I've been telling people to do. Like I've been telling them the smart thing to do is why don't you guys just park at SeaWorld? You park there, right?
Jesus
And
Christ.
no, hear me out. You take that, you park at SeaWorld, but you take the trolley to the convention center. So you don't have to waste that much at parking at the convention center in the first place. Like why? So
I don't mind paying. Like I paid it to go park at the convention center. I didn't know I was going to park at the convention center, pay that price, and still have to take a bus around the whole convention center to the other side that wasn't going to be running before my event was over. That was kind of ridiculous.
dude, it's complete bullshit. That's what it was. I mean, I've heard some mixed reviews about about this event, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna work on the lines to go see the celebrities. Bullshit. You guys didn't do jack squat nothing at the convention. I saw the pictures. I'm like, well, okay, you guys didn't mess up these lines up, so you guys messing up really bad. So my buddy, he was gonna go see, Todd McFarlane, who was actually the writer for Spawn. I'm talking about the comic book. So his line,
And baseball
yes,
purchasing aficionado.
yes, but I know him from just the writer for Spawn, but one of my favorite comic books. So, long story short, he's like, dude, I'm not gonna come back to MegCon at all ever again. I'm not gonna come back. I'm like, all right, dude, you keep saying that, you keep telling me that. We all know that you're gonna go back to MegaCon. We all know. So, but
It was a lottery to see McFarlane. Did he win the lottery?
he, nah, he just got a whole day ticket. He got a day ticket for MegaCon.
Okay.
And he just waited in line for Todd McFarlane, and I was like, dude, how long did you wait in line for Todd? He goes, oh, roughly 2.5 hours. I'm like, okay, that's not bad, that's not good, but what day did you go on? He goes, oh yeah, I went on a Friday. Boom, there you go. That's your mistake right there. You went on a day where it's gonna be a madhouse shit show at MegaCon, man. So you went during the busiest days of the convention. One of the
They
busiest
had
days.
like a whole wing of the convention center. Like I go down to the convention center for a coin show quite a bit, and they had a whole wing of the convention center set up. Which, like for example, the coin show I go to, they set up in the rooms, and the corridors are free to walk through, like at MegaCon, like the rooms, there's high turnover, but there's stuff going on in the corridors too, to the point where you can't walk anywhere for anything if there's something going on. They started right before our event started, like we're the corridors 80 feet wide. Our door to our theater like opens up and starts seating, and then they open up signing for like Naruto artists across the corridor, and suddenly the corridor is gone. It's all like dudes with metal plates on their foreheads and giant anime swords. Like suddenly all square footage disappeared and it was just Naruto like backwards arm running around, dude. That's all there was. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like so I went last year to, hang out with Miguel and Mike Hurley because you guys did stand up over there. I just went to MegCon just for to go see a couple of Q&A panels, but I mostly went just for the comedy show. That's all I went. That's all I went for. But although like I've seen guys perform a lot through, like downtown and around like Winter Park, College Park area at the Improv. So I was there to support you guys. I mean, that's kind of reason why I wanted to go this year to MegaCon. But I'm like, I'm not gonna pay that much for a ticket. I'm not gonna pay that much for parking. Fuck
Yep.
that. No, thank you. But it's all about supporting you guys. You guys made it fun. What I've heard. So speaking of which, guys, yeah. So yesterday, uh, I went to the Magic Kingdom, and my friend Scott, he invited me. It was me, Scott, and his son Darren. We went to the Magic Kingdom and we saw the Eagles Super Bowl parade, and it was for the MVP, Mr. Jalen Hurts. Dude, oh my gosh, it was so packed. As soon as you walked in, I got there around 10:30 in the morning. All of a sudden, boom, Eagle shirts, Eagle shirts, Eagle shirts. It was all pretty much the Magic Kingdom was lit up like on St. Patty's Day. That's how many green shirts was at the Magic Kingdom. And it was so jammed packed. We saw people lining up on Main Street to reserve their spot for the parade. I'm like, well, you guys know it doesn't start till about 2:30. So why are you guys waiting for I don't know 5 hours until the parade starts? Why are you doing that? Well, how come you guys are not going to go get some snacks or go on some rides for a little bit and kill time? You will get a spot to watch the float. I mean, he was on like one of those big ass parade floats, so everybody can see him and take photos. And like I said, it was a blast, and a huge shout out to Scott from the No New Friends podcast, Parents Night Out podcast. So I had a great time, and I'm gonna leave you guys off with this note before we jump into the latest theme park updates, and that is my wife and I. We went to Epcot. We went to Epcot today, and it was actually not that bad. We went during the art festival, the festival of the arts, and we actually went to a restaurant there at Epcot for the very first time. Have you ever been to the beer garden at Epcot? Nicole, you haven't.
Nope.
Ross, how about you? Have you guys been to the beer garden out at Epcot?
No.
So is beer fest all? It's beer fest, as a theme at Epcot, and I gotta say, man, the food there, it was good. It was very delicious. So we did that, and we left, and it was a great day. Beautiful weather, mid 70s, 80 weather in at Epcot. Not that hot out, and it was a blast. It was fun. So yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. It is now time for the latest theme park updates. And of course, guys, the latest theme park updates is brought to you by our good friends over at the magiccandlecompany.com. So if you guys need a candle for your home or for your office, use our code Roundtable19 at checkout for that lovely discount. All right, guys. So I don't know about you, but I'm excited about Epic Universe. Who's excited for Epic Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roz, how about you? Are you excited about Epic Universe?
Yeah, it would be more if like my kids were the age for that. Like we did a lot of Universal, 10 years ago when they were kids and would appreciate it. But like, yeah, I'd do that for a day or two.
All right, so there's a countdown. There is 100. We have 100 days until Epic Universe opens. We just have 100 days left, and then the park is going to open to everybody. Also at Epic Universe, there will be nine. That's right, nine new Harry Potter interactive wands will be going to the Ministry of Magic. Yes, wands. Let's see. What else do we have here? Also, and lastly, at Epic Universe is preparing for to start park previews and soft openings for guests and also for their team members as well. Moving on to Walt Disney World, water taxi service at Disney's Old Key West Resort is temporarily out of service. China's sour plum tea is now missing from all Club Cool soda fountains at Epcot, which is this is the place where you guys can try out like all the uh World Showcase like different sodas like they have like from Morocco, Mexico, Italy, France, Germany, and of course everybody has to take that the Beverly Challenge while you guys go to Epcot, which I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it eventually. So I'm still have to pay my due and take 20 shots of Beverly, which is a disgusting soda. So yeah,
What's the
Oh, a lot
flavor?
of sugar.
what's the flavor of Beverly? Okay, it's like what's that thing called? It's like filtered. It tastes like
It's
filtered.
very bitter.
Yeah, it's bitter, but it tastes like to me it tastes like filtered tequila. Like it doesn't have like any of the burns, doesn't show like any of the burns or nothing, but that's what it tastes like to me. And unfortunately, I gotta take 20 shots of that with my friend next time I go to Epcot with them. So, yay me! Let's see. The Tron Identity program at Magic Kingdom is currently walk up only. A new Cinderella 75th anniversary Magic Band Plus is now available. Do you guys want to take a guess how much this Magic Band is? Nicole?
$75 for their 75th anniversary.
Not 75. Rob,
125.
$55.
Oh,
55.
$55 to wear this.
giving them away.
I'm not paying for that much for a freaking band. No, thank you. No, that's way too much for me. No. New manatees have arrived at the Seas Pavilion at Epcot. There is a new playground that is under construction at Epcot. And let's see here. Disney Imagineering has filed a
I don't
permit
think
for.
they should be just putting manatees on a playground willy nilly. That seems reckless from Disney.
So the manatees
I
are in
mean,
so the manatees are in a separate spot at Epcot where they can't really touch a
but the
playground.
manatees deserve a playground.
Where would you put a manatee? Where? How, Nicole? How?
I don't know, but they deserve a playground. Okay.
They they deserve
Imagine a
a
manatee trying to
playground.
do that little chin up bar thing where you like,
Oh my
you gotta
gosh.
arm your way across. They can't
So
do that with their
that
little
would be
flipper.
me. That would be me.
I'm kind of curious. How many sit-ups can a manatee do? I'm kind of curious about that. Like how many reps of sit-ups can a manatee do?
I don't know. They were mistaken for mermaids many moons ago, so
Yeah, they got
no.
tails. They don't
I
not
wouldn't
have
I wouldn't
tails.
put it past them.
Mm-hmm.
They got to have strong core muscles.
That's
They're
true.
basically crunching their way along.
Hmm.
I mean, they are. What is it here in Florida? So apparently, I just know. I did. My wife told me this. She goes, "Yeah, if you end up petting a manatee, you go to jail. You'll go to jail for this many amount of years." I'm like, "Holy
Rightfully
crap!"
so.
So, but I'm not like I'm just curious. Like, what do they feel like? I mean, are they rubber? Are they like kind of like not scaly? I mean, I know there's a lot of algae on them, but I'm just curious. Like, what are they? What does a manatee feel like?
If I had to guess, I'd say probably similar to a dolphin,
To a dolphin?
or possibly no, probably more like a sea lion.
Okay, so which one is it, Nicole? A sea lion
No,
or a dolphin?
yeah, sea lion.
You're going with a sea lion. Okay, Ross, how about you, man? What do you think? What do you think a manatee feels like?
I don't know. Go down to this playground and push one on the swings for a little while and see what they feel like.
That's not going to happen.
No, yeah,
Let's see here. Disney.
because I mean they are mammalians, so they're not going to be scaly. They're not going to be rough or anything. But
Okay. Disney Imagineering has filed a permit for the demolition for the Tree of Life Theater at Disney's Animal Kingdom to make way for Zootopia, the new stage show. Over at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios, Droid Depot will switch to standby only. All right, and lastly, over at Universal, IP images are now appearing on the new Universal Resort signs. So there you guys have it for the latest theme park updates. And well, Mike's not here, but we do have our musical genius. Guys, it's now time for Nicole's music notes and her noteworthy nonsense.
Like I always say, at least my nonsense is noteworthy, or at least we pretend it is, just to give me a little bit of solace here. So, yes, this week, as you mentioned, 75th anniversary of Cinderella, actually February 15th is when it was first released, 1950. So, we got to celebrate that. And Valentine's Day, of course, we got to go with the love theme from Cinderella. So, this is love. So,
Okay.
yeah,
The main
might
the
as
main
well.
the main intro, I'm sorry, not the intro, the dance scene where Cinderella and Prince Charming are dancing in his castle, right?
Yeah, that's the one. So, when in, well, I'll give you the basics. Written by Al Hoffman, Mac David, Jerry Livingston, and performed by Eileen Woods and Michael Douglas, voices of Cinderella and the Prince, respectively. So interestingly enough, the soundtrack, like the track includes the it includes reception at the ball and the So This Is Love part all on the same track. They're put together. And so that's interesting because this song is kind of considered a waltz, but when you get to the actual singing part, it's very loosely a waltz. So before that, when they start dancing, the king has band strike up, starts this romantic waltz, very clearly a waltz. When they do kind of dance out of the palace and they close the curtain so the two can have some privacy, that's when the accompaniment becomes more sparse. It's more loosely a waltz at that point. And that's really because it's kind of, well, not kind of, but it is explicitly in Cinderella's head and subsequently the prince's head. Like, if you look at the animation, their mouths aren't moving, they're not actually singing, or the characters are not actually singing, but it is the character singing, but it's her, she's singing mentally. And that kind of comes across in that it starts with the because she's humming just like somebody would if they get a song stuck in their head, like as she's leaving the dance, just the song's still playing in her head, so she's kind of humming along. And then we go into the actual words. So you go from this waltz into a dream sequence, kind of like, or at least a dreamy sequence. I saw somewhere that they originally wanted the animation to have them dancing on clouds, which would make sense, but they decided against it and ended up using that concept in Sleeping Beauty. But that was a fun little fact that I found. But yeah, kind of a dream sequence. They're singing in their heads, and it's both a short and simple song, but also it has some very interesting, somewhat complex harmonies. You got like some suspensions, a little bit more chromatic than one would consider of like the more classical era type stuff, but it also does sound very much like a 1950s little love ballad. So that is that is pretty cool. And as I said, it's sung in Cinderella's head, but it does become a duet. So I'm kind of torn as to, like, now that I'm thinking about it further, I'm kind of torn as to whether he's singing in her head as well. She's imagining him,
Right.
or what I was thinking at first and would like to think, because it would help hammer home the point that I'm very skeptical of, which is that it's love at first sight. And that idea is that he is also saying it in his head, and that their thoughts and hearts are aligning, kind of aligning to be in perfect harmony with each other. So that's what I'm going to go with, because I'm very, very extraordinarily skeptical of the whole love at first sight thing. And so I'm going to allow them to use that to say, oh no, this is legit. This is the real deal. So we're going to go with that. And they have some very lovely harmonies, usually like thirds, sixth. The motion is always complementary. Like if one is holding, then the motion in the other's voice just goes along very consonantly with the other. The really interesting part that I found when they get to, so this is the miracle that I've been dreaming of. That part, they come into perfect unison. They've been doing harmony, and then they have perfect unison until the word of. And that is the part that I found interesting about that is what we generally think of, like if we're thinking solo line, we end up thinking of the Prince's part there. Like I said, it's very unison until that word of. Cinderella has like this really, like it makes the chord really juicy. Like it's that gives it the interesting note. But in our minds, we generally think of what the Prince sings, because that's kind of what would be typical harmony at that point. And then they go back to having their nice little resolution moment, and it's fairly typical in my experience that you have the two parts approaching each other. So Cinderella's notes are coming down stepwise, and the princes are coming up to meet each other in the middle. And you have this beautiful little ending interrupted by the clock striking midnight. So it's very, very pretty. Like I said, super simple, super short and sweet. An extension of the waltz that they were sharing to then what becomes kind of a dream sequence, and the attempt at pushing forward the fact that, or the supposed fact that they are in love and they're meant to be, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, not much else to say about it.
It's a great song, and I kind of enjoyed myself because the last time I heard that song, I think my wife and I were somewhere. I think we're at a party. We actually danced to that song. It was the DJ played it, so I'm like, all right, we'll dance to it. We'll dance to this lovely Disney song. So why not? Nicole, let us know. Do you have a song picked out for next week?
Um,
Because
Not 100% sure offhand yet.
I have an idea.
I mean, oh yes.
I want to go back to a Goofy movie.
Okay.
Let's do Eye to Eye from Tevin Campbell, Max's big concert.
I'll strongly consider it.
Okay,
I'll strongly consider it.
or we can do Open Road, Lester's Possum Park, Stand Out, or Eye to Eye.
I'll
might as
very
well just
strongly consider them. I like to see like if there is anything concurrently happening in the world or in history. So I just need to
okay.
take a look at that.
Oh,
If there is, then I'll put that one on the back burner. But if
okay,
there is not, then yeah, we'll do
awesome.
that.
Ross,
You know, a
And
great song that gets no play anymore. Kick It Into Gear from the Country Bears
yeah,
soundtrack. That's a great song.
dude, man,
Great part
I've
of the
never really
movie
listened to
too.
the Country Bears.
is that when they were in the diner?
They get in the diner and they're all dispirited, and then she sings it to them, and it kicks them back into gear, dude. Great moment.
Great song,
I'll
dude. Man,
have
that is
to look
good
into that one as
song.
well.
Yeah.
That
One
album's
last
full
little
of
fact
bangers.
that I remembered, there does seem to be a trend at the time that Cinderella came out, like Snow White and then Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. The there always seems to be like a love waltz. So
I think
someday my prince will come is a little waltz. This one is the waltz, and then Once Upon a Dream, another little waltz. So that I guess was their signature of romance.
you think Walt Disney had like some kind of idea of what type of music he wanted for that movie
Oh, definitely.
for that movie specifically, or was it like, okay, I want to, it's a love scene. Do I make it
I
as a
mean, he had artistic control. He, I'm
right?
sure, had something envisioned and let the composer do their thing, but then was like, I like this, I don't like this, or chances are at the time he probably said, I want a nice little waltz here, especially since they were at a ball. It's like, I want a little waltz and then extend it into this, that, the other. But again, pure speculation.
I think one of my go-to movies will be that the Get Back, Obi. Would be actually be that movie. Like I'll rewatch that movie every once in a while with Jen. So yeah, Nicole, good pick, a good pick on that song. And Nicole, please let our audience know what is happening over at Jewel Nightclub.
So for the month of February, we are having kind of a happy hour type deal at Jules. So 7:30 to 9:30 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can get 15% off of all cocktails.
Oh,
So
well, I need to let Jen
that's
know
always
because
nice.
I was gonna let Jen know because our niece was in town, well, is still in town, and we took her to SeaWorld the other day, and she had fun.
Okay.
She wanted to roller coasters with me, but we're trying to figure out what to do on a Friday night. So I told Jen, I'm like, hey, you know what? I have an idea. Let's see what she wants to do first. If we have time, we can either go to, by my mom and dad's area, or I even suggest, I'm like, why don't we go to Jewel nightclub and hang out with Nicole?
As well.
She goes,
15% off of cocktails from
there we go.
7:30 to 9:30. You do have to be 21 and older, so as long as your niece is over 21, then that is good there. But then, as per usual, every Thursday we have our karaoke and Friday solo piano, Saturday dueling pianos, and all 3 days we have our charity gaming, which obviously can't gamble in this part of Florida. So when you get your tips, you're donating to an incredible charity. Check them out. It's called Blatantly Honest, and they do anti-bullying and suicide prevention for kids in the area.
Guys, please check Nicole out and the rest of the crew over at Jewel Nightclub, right there off of
Our
International.
bartenders are effing spectacular. You will not be disappointed with the drinks.
There we go. You guys, please go check her out over at Jewel Nightclub off of International Drive, right in the same building as the Pirate Adventure Dinner Show. So go check her out. Ross, man, it was cool catching up with you, man. But please let our audience know where can everybody check you out. And dude, what's happening on either what's coming up next for you, man? Like what shows do you have coming up next for you, man?
I got shows. I got to the next thing is Dr. Anna Lepley's drag show up in Sanford on 27th of February. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And then next month, whatever the fourth Saturday is of March at the Bull and Bush, we're doing a What Do You Want From Us live. Check out my podcast, The Orlando Talk Show with me, Ross McCoy. And most importantly, definitely check out the Country Bear soundtrack to the 2002 film because it's just fucking full of bangers. I don't know if I can curse. I'm sorry.
Dude,
Kicks,
you can curse on the show, man. I'm always
kicks
cursing all
off,
night.
Anything
kicks off with
goes.
kicks off with two John Hyatt songs. It's got that. I don't know if you guys remember this, like the Lady Bear and the Dude Bear sing like a duet. That's Don Henley and Bonnie Raitt, dude. That's awesome. I'm only in it for the honey. If you only listen to one song, go listen to I'm Only In for a Honey. It's awesome. Stephen Root, Brian Setzer with that one, dude. Kick It Into Gear's a banger. Another, and then two more John Hyatt songs. My personal favorite, Straight to the Heart of Love. I don't know why that's not like on repeat on radio stations. That's a great song. This whole soundtrack is amazing. Give it a check.
Definitely will.
It's a great freaking, dude, like I said, man, it is a banger, man. I will love.
Pause. Forget the soundtrack. Go watch the movie.
Exactly.
The movie's great, and they play all these songs in the movie. Just
Like,
go watch Country Bears. It's a great film.
I mean, dude, I every time it's on, like, it's on Disney Plus, so go watch it. Like, damn, like, if you guys, I mean, if you guys want to hear good music, I mean, besides, watching, a Goofy movie over and over, watch, the Country Bear Jam, the Country Bears. I mean, shit, man. I mean, that's good music right there. I mean, like we just said, you said Bonnie Raitt. Let's see.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson made a cameo. Elton John made a cameo
Yeah.
in the movie. Like,
Brian
John Hyatt's
Setzer.
got 4 songs. The Birds have a song on this film. It's amazing.
Brian Setzer's in the movie too, man. He's like,
Bella Fleck, dude. It's full of bangers. It's
oh
amazing.
my gosh. Well, Ross, thank you, man. Thank you so much. And dude,
Mhm.
I'm gonna come out to Bull and Bush and see you guys do some stand up. I need to go back out to that area over by the. If you guys do not know where the Bull and Bush is, the Bull and Bush is over by the Milk District area. So if you guys are hungry, go grab a bite over by Loco Gringos Locos. That's right next
Mhm.
door. And
Mhm.
but if you guys want some good food, head on over to Beefy King. I mean, that's a good spot. Go there, have a late lunch, and then go see some comedy at night, and then go grab some tacos over at Gringos Locos, and after some comedy, go play some pool over in Sportstown. So I pretty much gave all them their plugs right there.
Yeah, check in
So
at Stasio's too. That meatball tub. I hear good things. Yeah, and then you're good.
all right, well guys, it's time for us to head up on out of here.
Hello, I am calling from Microsoft Corporation. You owe me $20 Target gift card or else you will be under the rest.
Whoa, who the fuck is that? Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. Bye. Do not know. I did not know who that guy was. So bye bye. But guys, it's time for us to get up on out of here. Guys, thank you so much for listening to Remy's Roundtable, the Florida Theme Park Podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you guys like to follow us, you guys can. You guys can follow us on all social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, right there on YouTube as well. If you guys like the show, you guys can rewatch all of our episodes right there. Just type in Remy's Roundtable, will come right up for you guys. Also, if you guys would like to, if you guys are out at the theme parks and need a battery for your phone, it's a rechargeable battery. Head on over to our website, which is at remy'sroundtable.com. Click on our link tree and head on over to our Amazon link. You will not get one, but 2 fuel rods for a price of $20. And like I said before, guys, if you guys need a candle for your home or for your office, head on over to the magiccandlecompany.com. Use our code roundtable19 at checkout for that lovely discount. And hey, if you guys want to support the show, you guys can just head on over to the tpublic.com and grab yourself a Remy's Roundtable t-shirt. That helps us out a lot with this show, and love to put on more, give you guys more content for this program. On behalf of Ross and Bubbles, guys, my name is Remy. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see everybody next week for a brand new episode of Remy's Roundtable. Good night. YouTube, guys, we gotta bounce. I gotta get up early tomorrow. I gotta get up early. So YouTube.